Hey guys, Jen here. If you're new here, I've had so many subscribers join. I'm so glad you're here and welcome. I'm at the beginning of this one to kind of explain what we're walking into. So, I took a couple clips that Harry and Meghan had said in the first parts of the documentary and showed clips of how, well, they're simply not true, the things that they're saying. So that's the beginning part of this video. Then we go into some TikToks I found, and I want you to stay tuned for the last TikTok because this guy is hilarious. I just found him, and I couldn't stop cracking up. So pay attention for that. A huge thank you for joining, subscribing, whatever. I really appreciate all the comments and all the love and support. It really means the whole wide world to me. Let's jump into this.
I think for so many people in the family, especially obviously the men, there can be a temptation or an urge to marry someone who would fit the mold, as opposed to somebody who you perhaps are destined to be with.
It's like I was a hugger. I've always been a hugger. I didn't realize that is really jarring for a lot of Brits.
Meghan also lambasted the entire BBC engagement interview as rehearsed and an orchestrated reality show, because that's the last thing she'd be engaging in, isn't it? An orchestrated reality show, like the Netflix series. Michelle Hussein from the BBC, who carried out the interview, said, actually, no, it was just an interview. Even the BBC's long-serving royal correspondent, Nicholas Witchell, normally bent double to avoid upsetting absolutely anybody in royal circles, can't take it anymore.
Consider one of the things that Meghan said. No matter what I did, they were still going to find a way to destroy me. Well, the first point, who is the they that she's referring to? I think it is the palace, but most particularly it is to the press. But the idea that anyone was out to destroy her, frankly, I think is absurd and simply does not stand up to proper and reasonable scrutiny.
Well, that's Nicholas Witchell's way of saying you're lying.
You really have to love the Brits and their sense of humor. This pub owner made a beer just for Harry.
It was all very distasteful, Piers. I was totally bored by the whining. And, you know, the curtsy, the thing she said about medieval times, her lunch with the Queen was like medieval times, which, as you know, is a Disney-type entertainment place for kids. And it's just so horribly disrespectful and just a wine fest. I mean, is the book going to be the same thing? Whining? Is there going to be no positive points? And that whole thing of him filming himself on the Freedom flight, they must have had that deal with Netflix done months before they ever left. So the whole thing was a setup. Why, unless you had a deal, why would you have done that filming of yourself on the plane and all of that?
And also, what kind of freedom?
Doing a video diary, what?
Yeah, and what kind of freedom is it if all you're doing is living in your California mansion with unbelievable privilege and wealth, and you're signing all these deals with companies who want their pound of flesh, and that pound of flesh is exclusively trashing your family?
She doesn't have a dad. What a farce. She does have a dad. He raised her and loved her and paid for her college and never asked for any of this attention. He screwed up in dealing with the paparazzi, staging photos of himself, getting ready for her wedding, reportedly in exchange for cash. Not good. But unforgivable? One mistake after a lifetime of loving and supporting her? You know who doesn't have a dad? Me. And millions of others out there who would kill to have just one more Christmas with them. Just one more chance to hug them or spend time with them and put any BS misunderstandings behind us. Her dad has had 2 heart attacks and a stroke. He lives just a few hours away from her, but now he's dead to them because he didn't deal well with the paparazzi. He's ghosted. I guess Harry's her daddy now.
Hey, what's up, America? Yeah, I'm just gonna have to say it. I don't give a fuck about Harry and Meghan. I'm about sick of those assholes. So I'm 100% American here, and I'm definitely not a royalist. But I gotta tell you, what a bunch of cringe shit. Not only the show on Netflix, but also the podcast. Holy fuck. I have never heard in my life such pretentious douchebags ever. Now, these are public figures. They put themselves out there for criticism. So I don't care how much you like Harry and Meghan. I think they're horrible fucking people. I have never seen 2 entitled people bitch so much about the pleasures of having money and success and fame. I mean, talk about first world problems. Holy fuck. The term cringe performance doesn't even begin to describe these two. I swear to God. She's obviously talentless, and he's obviously in a self-made prison with her.
God, that last guy really made me laugh. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for being here. Again, if you're new here, welcome. I really appreciate it. I'm so glad you're here and you found my channel. If you've been with me the whole time, I'm glad you stuck with me. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day, and let me know if there's something else you want me to talk about. I read all the comments. Thanks for everything. Take care. Stay healthy. Bye-bye.